Hey everybody, Jazzy here. Here is the Yee for year 24 of Thrill of the Grill, my solo Warley world over on Twitch. Now, I don't know at what point this happened, but I popped into my chest of sketches to discover that they have all magically converted to pawn sketches. All of my boss sketches are gone. I heard about this bug happening in Year of the Beefalo, but I have definitely used some of these sketches since the beginning of the event. I'm wondering if it happened in beta. Well, whatever, they're gone. So cool, we have a new late game goal of reacquiring all of the boss sketches. I did not think I would need to fight either Toadstool or Crab King again, but apparently I do now. Praise be to the laziest catcoon in existence for bestowing me with a holy butter. If I got it more often, I'd save up a stack of it and farm up some fruit for crepes, but at this rate, I get one like every 100 days, so I never know what to do with it. Lobster dinner, I guess? The only benefit to that over bisque is sanity. But if I want sanity, I'd sooner use the butter for ice cream, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll build a Varg butter farm sometime. I was clearing out some of the regrowth around the Moonstone, and I spawned 3 giant lumpy tree guards. And then I made an awful mistake of dragging them past a Varg pen. Never mind the fact that the tree guards catch fire from my dwarf star, because most of the build is fireproof. No, the issue is that apparently the Varg aggroes on tree guards. And the moment it bites a tree guard once, its fate is pretty much sealed. So I got to watch very helplessly as Mooncake met his end at the leafy hands of a lumpy asshole. This tragedy aside, there wasn't too much damage inflicted on the actual build, and I'm thankful for that. Regardless, I learned a few very valuable lessons here. The first is that I should be using star staves much less often, because they are big fire hazards. At this point, I've spent a lot of resources on my builds, and I really should not be putting dwarf stars down around them. Polar lights and furnaces from now on. The second lesson is almost the opposite. I should be burning more trees instead of chopping them. I have plenty of wood, and tree guards are going to be a threat to my Vargs, so I should do everything in my power to avoid spawning them. By the way, Beefalo owners got some very good news. Both the Beefalo Bell and Grooming Station are now part of the base game. As of the end of the Year of the Beefalo event, the Bell got moved to Tools in the crafting menu, and the Grooming Station got moved to Structures. You'll still need to unlock the skins by running the pageant in the event, but as of the new March update, that's easy to switch on or off via world settings. So Beefalo will still be able to follow you through wormholes and into the caves. Also with the March Quality of Life update came some free skins for wormholes? I mean, sure, why not? To be honest, the whole concept of traveling through a slimy wormhole was already disgusting enough, but now we get to dress them up as spiders, depth worms, lure plants, and nope. Nope. The depths wormhole is pretty sleek. I guess I'll jump into that one for now. And when you reskin a wormhole, the other side also gets the reskin. And they have map icons. Little mini nopers. I fought Deerclops on day 1631 while trying to save this koala with the death wish. I gotta lure her away fast after koala gets encased. Otherwise, her AoE attack will just unfreeze and re-aggro the koala sickle. Once I have her to myself, I'm doing a sort of semi-tanking strat with a single bone armor, which is what I'll usually have on me if I don't prepare for Clops in advance. As long as I take a step back after she stops walking toward me, I lose a lot less sanity this way. So I only lost like 60 sanity during the entire fight. Standing directly on top of her would have bottomed out my sanity well before that. I did a no armor fight with Kloss this winter, which may have been a spur of the moment decision when I conveniently forgot to bring armor to the fight. It definitely wasn't a no damage though. I had to slam a Mokeka during the fight, and towards the end I was one hit away from death. Would have been really ironic if the deer performed the coup de grace as Kloss fell on his face. Right here I was trying to figure out why a tree regrew in one of my zones at Moonstone. I had a structure placed nearby, but I think that the tree on the other side of the road triggered the kind of tree regrowth that structures only block within a 2-tile radius. And this tree was a little more than 2 tiles away from the fence. Apparently this regrowth from other trees has a wide area. Much wider than I expected. So I will really need to be thorough in the future with clearing out every single tree around a zone if I don't want to place a fence every 2 tiles. I'm clearing away a couple spots above the Moonrock farm. They will be lunar themed like the rest of the areas, and there are a couple of naturally spawning structures that I want to incorporate. On the right side, we have a totally normal tree, and on the left side, we have a suspicious marble statue. So I'm gonna try my best to build around them while these top zones take shape. I'm trying really hard to clear a select group of trees off the road, but the tree guards are not giving me a break. I'm still traumatized from what they did to my Varg, so I'm trying not to lead them back through the farm. But I also don't want to fight them before the honey buff wears off, so I'm resorting to kiting and chopping. I swear, I'm just burning the trees from now on. This is ridiculous. And finally, we are moving New Mooncake into his new home. And the 3 have again become 4. Considering how long it took to pop that first Varg, I'd say we've had exceptional luck finding Vargs ever since. And I'm thankful to RNG for a change. These lanes to the side of the Vargs, I'm gonna decorate with a combination of berry bushes and saplings. And the saplings I'm going to mutate with the lunar essence we made at the Mad Science Lab. So we get the fancy lunar variant of these saplings, which are generally not the most plentiful resource in a world. By the time I finished these lanes, I decided to use mutated fungal turf instead, because I think it complements the color scheme of berry bushes. Okay, night 1651, I'm trying yet another approach to the Moonstone Event. I'm trying to avoid spending an entire star staff every 20 days here, so I'm looking for a way to reuse a single star staff for multiple events. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start the event exactly 1.5 day segments before the end of night. The event needs 2 whole segments to complete, so if we run out of moon time, then the star staff will not convert to a moon staff, but the hounds will still turn to moon rock. That way we can reuse the same 5% star staff for multiple events. Now, we could also pull out the staff within the first 30 seconds of the event, but we wouldn't get all of the Varg summons possible. Check this out right here. At the moment night ends, those hounds immediately lose interest on the Moonstone, turn around, and go full ham on my poor bait pens. There's no bait inside. They're just being hyper-aggressive in their precious few moments before committing Han Solo. At this point, I don't know if there's anything I can do to prevent this. But fortunately, the doors drop 100% materials when destroyed, and the stone walls are not the most expensive resource to rebuild. It's still annoying that they rage like this. Day 1654, I experienced my first death by math. I used to know how to do this. So, minus, wait. I used to know, like, the conversion for Fahrenheit to Celsius. Wait. What? Oh, no! Oh. In case you missed that action, I literally died from trying to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. And that's okay, because, you know what? That skeleton looks awesome, and it's staying exactly where it is. My only regret is now I have a stupid Battlesque death in my obituary. Rolling with the stupid, on day 1660, I was checking to see if Volt Goat horns would sink or float in the ocean. Inadvertently attempted to board the lure plant boat from the side and drowned again. This is why you really want to keep bundles in your backpack at all times. If you drown, then there's a chance they fall out of your inventory and sink instantly on the water. I need to get my stuff back, but I'm terrified of drowning again, so I'm gonna use a lazy forager to grab the stuff. These lure plants were placed before their hitboxes got adjusted, so if I knocked any of these down, I wouldn't be able to place them back so closely. Damn it, they float! I want to plant some loon trees near the Moonstone, so I'm back on the lunar island chopping trees and catching moon moths. A couple of viewers asked why I didn't bundle the moths after catching them. And, I mean, I could. I would just need to re-catch them individually after unbundling them, which would cost me 2 nets per stack of moths. I'd rather just keep them alive in my inventory until I'm ready to plant them. Or, if they're about to die, just plant them anywhere and chop them down for fresh moths when the tree grows. For these zones above the Moonstone, I'm using a couple of moonrock walls. Really, the first time I'm starting to actually use moonrock walls. Now, I am being cautious with walls around here because I don't want to create more obstacles for hounds during the event, and I definitely don't want to give them more walls to chew on. But these walls should be far enough away that the hounds shouldn't mess with them. And if they do, then, well, they're moonrock walls. They'll be able to take a fair bit of nibbles before needing repairs. I waited until day 4 of summer to fight Antlion. She was most likely right on the verge of blessing me with some sinkholes, but I really didn't want to fight her before a hound wave. But I timed her death immediately following a fresh summon of sandcastles and was able to grab 9 of them with my fire staff before they despawned. Did I mention that I turned Winter's Feast back on? It's actually really easy to do this as of the March QOL update. Just switch on any event you want to in the world settings menu. For dedicated servers, I got a guide on changing settings that I'll link down below. But back in Winter's Feast, I can resume my more regular grinding of cloths for festive lights, and spending my free summertime fishing at the Oasis Lake. I haven't really subjected my viewers to a whole lot of fishing at this point, and it's nice to have an activity that doesn't require as much running around and multitasking. Just fishing for lights. Speaking of fish, I'm also turfing up these 2 zones to either side of the walkways leading into the bee park. These are going to be fish showrooms where I can put a variety of fish on display. I'll decorate them with a few nautical structures too. I went for a more random design at first, but quickly realized that I kinda suck at random. So I settled on a more uniform layout of wooden flooring and carpet. Now carpet is one of the few turfs that interact really consistently when placed diagonally, so I can use a diagonal layout for this build. I want some albatross sails for these builds, but I don't have a ton of feathers, so I'm actually going to duplicate some feathery canvases by using a construction amulet to craft the winged sail, then deconstruct it with a staff. Because a winged sail costs 4 feathery canvas, every round of deconstruction will net me 2 canvas. So this makes it a fairly effective option for duplicating these sails if you don't want to sail out to fight Malbatross every time. You all saw how long it took to spawn her from a shoal the last time, and I really don't want to fish for another 3 days again. That's it for year 24. Next year we will finish up these showrooms, we will fight a bee queen, burn down large swaths of the Moonstone Forest, and then I was thinking we'd fight Enraged D-Fly. Spoiler alert, I've never fought Enraged D-Fly before. Thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying the recaps, and maybe next time we can catch you live over on Twitch. Take care.